Hey everyone, welcome to the show. I have new Trump regrets to share with you, new Trump voters entering the find out phase of their journey. So, first up is a woman named Nicole. So, she has been posting a bunch of videos. She has been talking about how much she regrets her vote, how she's actively working to try to inform herself and to be a better person. So, here's one of her recent TikTok videos that I came across.
Driving, but I have to say this while it's on my mind. I understand why everybody's so upset with me, with people that voted for Donald Trump, for people that are responsible for getting us to where we are right now. I understand. I really do. I also understand that I have a short haircut because I have alopecia and I look like a lesbian to a lot of people. And for that reason, a lot of people think that I'm full of shit and that I didn't vote for Donald Trump, but I did because I was fucking ignorant and because I think that I didn't think that anything could ever go this far. I didn't think anybody was capable of this. Never paid enough attention to what was going on around me. For that reason, I probably should have never voted. I understand these things. I truly do. But what I don't understand is why so many people are telling me that it's too late. It's too late to change my mind. It's too late to make this decision. If that is what so many people are going to tell me, then what are you going to tell everybody else? Are you going to tell all of these MAGA crazies that they shouldn't change their mind because it's too late? Will that help anything? Does that make any sense? It makes no sense to me. Don't tell me that it's too late, because then every Trumper that reads that is going to be under the impression that it doesn't make sense for them to change their mind, because that's what the feedback and that's what the response is going to be. So they should just stick where they're at. That doesn't make any sense. That's not right. You can't respond to people when they tell you that they fucked up in a way that's going to not encourage other people to speak up as well.
So, Nicole also shared a video where she said that she went and she looked up the definition of woke and she realized that that's actually what I want to do. That's who I want to be. And she essentially admitted she didn't know what it meant before. So, even though she believed, that she was against the quote unquote woke agenda, she now sees that, oh, actually, no, that's like being a good person. So some Trump voters are starting to recognize that they were sold a bunch of BS. We have to remember that not everyone pays attention to politics like we do, right? Like the people watching this right now you're probably in the top like 1% of news consumers because most people are just busy living their lives. They go along with their circle of influence, they believe what they hear from their friends and family who are probably completely misinformed. So, in any case, I welcome Nicole. I welcome her in the fight against this fascist regime. This next person has also had an awakening. So, his name is Mike. He shared a video montage of Trump making creepy comments about his daughter Ivanka. And Mike wrote this. He said, I regret that CT, which I think he means Connecticut, rallied behind this man. I stood by him during the election. I bought the coins. I bought the NFTs. I invested in Trump. And with the money sign, which is the DJT, I believe is his DJT stock. Anyway, he went on to say, and today I deeply regret those decisions. I regret being part of the machine that helped elevate him. I can't shake the feeling that my support may have contributed in some small way to suffering, to violence, to the death of innocent children in Gaza and Iran. That thought weighs heavily on me. I once believed in him. Now I see something darker. This presidency feels cruel, reckless, and morally wrong, and I can only hope that change comes soon for the sake of those paying the highest price. This next post comes from a guy named Ryan. So he responded to someone who mentioned Joe Rogan's recent comments. I don't know if you guys heard about this, but Joe Rogan recently said on his show that the MAGA base now feels betrayed by Trump because of, well, everything, but primarily because of the Iran war. So Ryan wrote this, absolutely. So 100, absolutely. And then as you can see here, he shared a meme and it shows, my country, the American flag, and then Trump's country is the Israeli flag. Another man named Bobby also responded to the original post about Rogan, and he said this. He said, betrayed seems like a too small a word. And then as you can see, he also shared a meme. This one shows, Trump says, President you voted for. Trump is riding an eagle, carrying an American flag. And then the president you got, Trump is dressed as a Jewish man with the Israeli flag behind him. So you're going to notice this is a running theme. Not all, but many Trump voters are furious that Israel dragged us into this war. This next person had a similar response to the post about Rogan's comment. So this next person said this, yep, I voted for Trump 3 times, and between the Epstein files, him shilling for Big Pharma, and now the war with Iran, all while clearly being controlled by Israel, I'd say that betrayed is an accurate word. So yeah, the Epstein thing and the war they are absolutely ripping Donald Trump's 2024 coalition apart at the seams, and I'm here for it. And speaking of the anger about the war, check out this next video I have for you guys. So this comes from a focus group. This man that you're going to hear, his name is Brandon, and here's what he had to say.
His foreign policy has been up and down, and ICE has too much power. That's the 2 things I mostly disagree with. War and tariffs are killing us. I feel like we're stretched too thin, and the cost of gas has gone up 20 cents in my neighborhood. So I feel like we always have money for bombs, but no money for infrastructure.
So as you saw, that was a Michigan swing voter. That was a guy who went for Biden in 2020, then Trump in 2024. And Brandon was one of the majority of the participants in this focus group who said that they disapprove of Trump's presidency. However, he said that he would still, not that he would still vote for Trump today, but if he had to do it over, he wouldn't vote for Kamala Harris. But, sounded like he was pissed off enough that he might just stay home. So I also have a regret to share with you guys from a young conservative named Thomas Maddox. So Maddox wrote an op-ed for the Cincinnati Enquirer. And here's the article if you want to go look it up. Obviously, it says, I voted for Donald Trump. I don't recognize him anymore. And then it's pretty lengthy, so I'm not going to share the entire article, but Maddox basically said that Trump has squandered all of the goodwill that many of his voters had. And Maddox wrote this. He said, as a young Republican who voted for Trump, even after being disappointed by his behavior in 2021, I spent years defending him. I defended him in conversations, debates, and writing because I believed the larger project he represented was bigger than the controversies surrounding him. And then he went on to say this. He said, but over time, it has become harder to ignore a simple truth. Many of the voters who stood up for Trump now feel he no longer stands up for them. And then he went on to say, the voters who stood up for Trump expected him to stand up for the country. Too often now, it feels like he only stands up for himself. I mean, this was so obvious. If you just paid attention, it was so obvious. And these people are willing to overlook Donald Trump's past behavior as if it's not a reflection on who he is and how he's going to behave in the future. I mean, what does it take, right? Like Maya Angelou always said, when someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. This guy admitted, oh yeah, after 2021, after the way he acted, which I'm assuming he means like January 6th, this guy had an issue with that. but yet he just put that red flag aside, buried the red flag, under his MAGA hat, apparently, and went forward with Trump and embraced him again and acted like, oh, well, yeah, it was a mistake, but everybody makes mistakes. That was a pretty big freaking mistake, like lying to the country about a stolen election and inciting an insurrection at the Capitol and attempting a coup is not just like some little mistake. He didn't just like leave the toilet seat up, right? He didn't forget to turn off a light on his way out of the White House. Anyway, there you go, guys. I will have more for you. Thank you all so much for watching and listening. Please like, share, and subscribe. Please donate if you can. Love you all. Take care. Talk with you soon.